Afternoon, you ruddy lovely people. You are all very welcome along to the Lilywhite YouTube channel, and you're very welcome along to your match preview for tomorrow's big game. It's Tottenham Hotspur versus AZ Alkmaar in the second leg of our Europa League tie at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, predictions and opinions about this game and heading into it, so please do comment them down below. Also, give that subscribe button a rocky right hook and batter that like button like a haddock down your local fish and chip shop. Without further ado, let's get cracking with this knack. In our season, which has been pretty pathetic as a whole, to be honest, actually scratch that, it's been really pathetic. Rides on this game. We cannot afford to be knocked out. If we are, this is the worst season that I've seen as a Spurs fan. We have to win this Europa League, and we have to win it convincingly. Personally, in my opinion, for me to have a positive outlook on this season. The Premier League campaign has been horrific. The FA Cup campaign was short-lived, and the Carabao Cup one was exciting up until that second leg at Anfield, where we just got completely and utterly played off the park by Liverpool. Barely laid a glove on them. Didn't even have a shot on target. So look, it all rides on this game for Spurs. Alkmaar head into it with the advantage, picking up a 1-0 win in the first leg. If we play like we did in the first leg, we're out. We're out come 10 o'clock tomorrow night, because that performance was completely and utterly unacceptable. I think the performance against Bournemouth was completely and utterly unacceptable, but somehow, some way, we managed to get a draw in that game. But last Thursday, just barely laid a glove on them, and we played right into their hands. We pushed the team up high. Alkmaar, they tried to counter-attack us a few times. Obviously, their goal comes from an own goal from Lucas Bergvall. So, a little bit of luck there, but it's definitely a game that I can't argue that we deserve to get anything out of, despite the goal being an own goal and Bergvall putting it in his own net. Their danger man, I think, in that game and in the game that we played against them in the league phase was Poku on the wing. I think he looks a good dangerous player, to be honest. I think he looks better than Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson. So I'll take him at Spurs over those two players. Obviously, Troy Parrott, I mean, if he knocked Spurs out, an academy lad who was let down, like the academy lads right now are being let down by this football club, and to knock out your previous club, you know, in a European competition where the whole season rides on it, it'd be poetic. So hopefully he doesn't. But let's be real about it. They're a team that we should be beating. We should be winning this second leg convincingly. I don't have necessarily the confidence that we will after last Thursday, after Sunday, judging by what I've seen, the tactics from the manager, the fact that the dressing room seems pretty split. But I'm going to have to hope and pray that we do pull something off this Thursday. In terms of the starting lineup, I think Ange will go with his strongest team possible. I expect to see Vicario in goal. Mickey van der Ven, obviously he's been back on the bench the last couple of games, but I don't know if he's ready. If he is, personally, I would start Mickey van der Ven and Danzo. You don't have the right, Romero, to just come back because Argentina's coming up and start games, as I say, when you put in a performance like you did on Sunday. Danzo's been pretty consistent recently, and Mickey van der Ven's our best defender. We got a few minutes against Bournemouth as well, so I would start Mickey and Danzo. I think Ange will probably go with Romero and Danzo. Wing backs, I wouldn't be surprised if he drops Spence. I think he's going to play Porro and Udogie, to be honest with you. What it should be, in my opinion, is I play Spence as your left back and Porro as your right back, but keep him out wide. But I think it will be Udogie and Porro inverting it into the midfield. And hopefully, because Alkmaar will play a low block, we don't get caught out as much as we would have by a better team inverting them both. So in terms of what I predict, I think Vicario, I think Danzo, Romero, Porro and Udogie. The midfield three, he's got a thing with dropping Maddison right now. You know, maybe he won't play him because he didn't play him on Sunday, but I really wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. I really wouldn't be surprised if he starts Lucas Bergvall, Rodrigo Bentancur and Bissouma. I mean, what he can't do is play the 3-8s like he did on Sunday. That makes no sense. You've got no cover for the centre-backs and no creative player on this. So what I'd like to see is James Maddison, Rodrigo Bentancur and Archie Gray in the 6. What I think he will go with is probably Bissouma, Bentancur and James Maddison. I do think he will start him, but again, Wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. The front three, for me, I'd like to see Mikey Moore on the left wing. I'd like to see Solanke start up top. Yeah, I wouldn't play Son. I'd have Mikey Moore on the left wing, Solanke up top, and probably Odobert on the right wing, to be honest with you. What I think Ange will go with is Odobert on the left wing, Solanke up top, and Brennan Johnson on the right. So, what I predict the manager will go with: Vicario in goal, Porro, Udogie, Romero, Danzo, Bentancur, Bissouma and James Maddison, Dominic Solanke, Wilson Odobert, and Brennan Johnson. For me, Brennan Johnson should be nowhere near that team. He's getting rewarded with constant starts for his pathetic performances the last few weeks. Score prediction. It all depends on that first goal. If we score first, I think we'll win this game 3-0. I think it will be quite comfortable. I think Alkmaar might struggle. If Alkmaar score first, they'll park that bus even more. They won't even counter us anymore. And do we have the capability of breaking down a low block like that at home with the lack of confidence right now at the football club and the lack of confidence in the stadium, the moaning and groaning that will be taking place? I don't think we will. If Alkmaar score first, they're going to go through. I'm going to say that we score first and I'm going to say that we win this game 3-0. But again, just like the lineup, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays these players. With the score prediction, I wouldn't be surprised if Alkmaar score first and do go on to win this game 2-0, maybe 3-0 on aggregate. So I'm saying 3-1 Spurs on aggregate. I do think we'll go through, but it's one of them where even if we do win this game 7-8-0, am I convinced we're going to win this Europa League? No. Do I think we're really even in with a chance? No. After watching what I saw last Thursday, on Sunday against Bournemouth, from what I've seen for most of this season, I think you're on a different planet to me if you think we're going to beat teams in this competition like Lazio, like Roma, teams who are tactically well set up, teams who are organised, teams like Frankfurt even, who are up there competing in the Bundesliga. We're not even a mid-table club, we're a lower table club struggling in the Premier League right now, where it feels like the dressing room is split, the fan base is split, the manager has no tactical clue whatsoever. So even if we go on to win this game with our best performance of the season, we score 5 worldies, Ange ball in full force, 9-0, I don't think we're going to win this competition. I think the fact we're favourites is really, really insulting to teams that have been a lot better than us all season. Yeah, they might not have better players on paper, they might not have more exciting players on paper, but the managers who are managing these teams, for example, Frankfurt, Lazio, are getting the most out of their teams. They're setting them up well, and as I say, they're beating good opposition, which we haven't done for most of this season. So I don't think we're going to win the Europa League no matter what happens in this game. I'd love to be more optimistic, but as I say, I'm just watching Spurs at the minute. I feel pretty emotionless. I'm watching the way we set up tactically, like for example on Sunday with a 3-8 that makes zero sense to me. Keep getting caught out with the same goals, inverting the fullbacks, teams winning off us in transition, quickly playing it to one of their players, one of their wide players, and they've got acres of space to do what they like with the ball. Putting across, play a pass. Kirkes did it on Sunday. Alkmaar did it a few times last week. So I do think they will cut through us a couple of times. I don't know if they have that clinical edge. Even in the first leg, they cut through us a few times, and they didn't have that out-and-out finisher to put the ball in the back of the onion bag a few more times than they did. Their goal came from an own goal. So I'm going to say 3-0 Spurs, but again, I think it's insulting to others that we're favourites for this tournament. I think we've been pony for a lot of this season. I think there are better clubs, better managed clubs and teams in this competition than us. I'd love us to win the Europa League, and if we do, by default, Ange will be given next season, or at least a few months into next season. If we do go out on Thursday, though, I suppose one of the positives you can take is that, I know we've said this countless times, I said it after the Leicester loss, after the Everton loss, I said it even last week, surely Ange will be sacked, because then there is no possible way of achieving Champions League or even Europe this season. We know how much Levy values that, and I believe this is the only reason he is sticking by Ange. We're hearing the rumours that last Thursday the board think it was unacceptable. I mean, no shit, eh? But the board think it was unacceptable when Ange is on his last legs. If we are to go out this Thursday, whether it be a close game or not, I think he's gone come Friday. And in the long-term future for the club, that might be better than us winning a few games in this competition, getting to the semi or the final when they're not going on to win the trophy. You get no prizes for a cup run. You get the trophy for winning it. Do I think we're capable of that? No. I'd love us to. I haven't seen Spurs win a trophy, and the Europa League is such a prestigious one. We've won it a couple of times. My granddad speaks to me about winning the Europa League, the elation of winning it and how much it meant to him and the Spurs fans and the unreal nights and stuff. And I'd love us to do it. I really, really would, despite Ange Postecoglou being the manager, because I love this football club and I want to be proven wrong by the manager, these players, and the football club. I want us to go on some miraculous run and beat teams 5-0 and reach the final and go on to win it. It'd be incredible. It really, really would, and I'd love us to win this competition, but I don't see it. And as I say, do I think we can right now? No. No, I don't, to be brutally honest about that. I know the thing about everyone in the tournament's got a chance in knockout football, but over the course of 2 legs, I struggle to see us being any of the better teams in this competition that we come up against, which is most of them right now if you base it off form. So we'd love us to win the Europa League, but a lot of people saying I'd love us to have a good Europa League run. Based on how bad this season's been, we need to convincingly win this competition for me to have any hope that this manager can change things around, and still then I would be unsure. So look, would love us to win this competition, but I just think we're not capable, and I think no matter what happens in this second leg, Ange should go. I think if we do lose it, Ange will go, which maybe, as I said, is better in the long run, because then we can bring in a new manager. We can take the next few months to bring in a new manager, choose the right man, and properly start a rebuild. It seems like so many fans are behind this guy because they're sick of sacking managers. They've chosen the wrong guy to be behind. Why weren't they like this with Conte or Jose and hounding him out? Or hounding them out. But look, yeah, score prediction, 3-0 Spurs. Alkmaar score first. I'm going to say 2-0 Alkmaar, 3-0 aggregate. But I'm going with a 3-1 Spurs win on aggregate. Hopefully, if we do lose Ange sacked, hopefully if we do win, we can really build some momentum and go on to win the competition. Take care of yourselves, guys. Have a smashing day. And as always, come on you Spurs. Enoch and Levy out.